What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone is Here tournament. This has been going pretty well so far. You guys seem to be enjoying this new tournament, so it's good to see. But if you're new and you're wondering what this is, it is basically a tournament of 100 characters that could potentially be DLC in Smash Bros. And then, through tournament format, I will upload one of the matches in this tournament on my channel each day, except for Sundays. But it's pretty simple. You vote for one of the two down in the comments. I'll throw the rules up on screen so you guys get an understanding of how the rules for the tournament work and everything. But pretty simple. We're all here for fun. So, yeah, let me throw up the rules. And like I just mentioned, we are here for fun. This tournament, any matches, they are just for fun. So I got to stress that because we have characters in here that are assist trophies, that are spirits, me costumes. We got a whole bunch of characters that are, quote unquote, disconfirmed. And for that, it doesn't matter. If you like the character, you can vote for him. Like, simply put, if Nintendo came to you right now and said, you have the final pick, any character, it's your choice. And, who would you still vote for a character, even if they're an assist trophy? Yeah, probably. There's a lot of people that would. So, yeah, this tournament is just for fun. I want to stress that. But another very important rule, you only get one vote per person. How do you vote? Pretty simple, actually. Down in the comments, you type who your vote is for. So the matchup for the day is a quote from Cave Story taking on the mayor, Mike Haggar. And we'll talk about the matchup in just a second, but you type one of their names in the comments. That's how you vote. Pretty simple. But again, you only get one vote. The rest of the rules, though, it's a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated from the tournament. So if you lose once, you'll drop to the loser bracket. If you lose from there, you are done. And then voting-wise, that only lasts for 1 week. So today's Wednesday, which means we'll get the results of today's matchup next Wednesday. So, yeah, voting gets cut off at the 7-day period. Pretty simple. And, and then results, if there's ever a tie once we get to the results for each matchup, I'll just flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break any tie. So that's pretty much all the rules you need to know. So let's jump into the results and then the matchup for the day. Alright, so we got results from last Wednesday, which was Spyro the Dragon taking on 2B, or maybe she's not 2B. A few people made that joke. It was a little fun. It gave me a little laugh. But, it was more one-sided than anything, but it's going to happen. Voting-wise it is, so here's the result. There it is. Spyro ended up winning. I don't think to a surprise of a lot of people, but Spyro wins 88 votes to only 39 votes for 2B, which still 39 is not, nothing terrible, compared to other characters that lost. Just recently, Jabonyan only at 18, Karate Joe only at 17. So 2B with 39, that's a pretty decent amount of votes. So Spyro moves on, continues through the winner's bracket, but 2B is still in the tournament. She just drops to the loser bracket. She's still in it, but has a bit tougher path if she wants to, get to the ultimate championship for this. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But that leads us to the matchup for the day, which is a somewhat of a strange one because it's 2 characters that have never been in this tournament. So, like I always say, I'm interested to see how you guys react to, these 2 characters. The first one is Quote from the game Cave Story. Has been on Nintendo consoles. I think I'll talk about that a little bit. But his opponent, Mike Haggar from the Final Fight series. And I don't know, maybe it's... personally, I don't know if any of these 2 characters are really heavily considered. But it'll be fun to at least talk about them and see what ends up playing out. So, let's jump into the matchup for the day. So, Mike Haggar's up first, and I'm going to throw this out there right now. Final Fight, these were Final Fight 1 and 2. They were my games back on the Super Nintendo. The first time I ever played Final Fight was actually Final Fight 2. My dad came home from the store one day and he goes, "I bought a new game. You want to play it?" And I went, "Yeah." And I'm like 4 or 5 years old or whatever. I have no idea what this game is. He just says, "Hey, I got a new game. You want to play it?" And I was like, "Yep, let's play it." So Final Fight is this game. You control a couple different characters. You kind of go around beating up a bunch of thugs and kind of progressing through the story. It's kind of fun. So Mike Haggar himself is a wrestler that turned into a mayor. So he's like Kane in real life. If anybody watches WWE, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Kane ended up becoming an actual real mayor. So Mike Haggar was a wrestler, big muscle bag. He's just he's got the physique for it. He's a fighter. He can hold his own in a fight it's super easy. He can do what he needs to. So, physique-wise, moveset sort of wise is, pretty simple. Grappler. He does, in the Final Fight games, you do have a couple different objects you can use to hit people. I think there's like pipes and, if I remember, are there barrels you can throw at people? So, I don't know, maybe something like that would be kind of, just a little bit more interesting instead of just get in your face and punch you in the face sort of character. Throw in a little projectile here and there, something, maybe a melee weapon to give him a tiny bit more range so he's not, look, this character would be one of the more aggressive sort of characters for sure, style-wise, I'd have to imagine. He's in the Marvel vs. Capcom game, so if you've ever played those and you've seen this character, that's maybe where you will recognize him. More people probably recognize him from that than his actual Final Fight games, but hey, they were fun games back in the day. I enjoyed them as a kid. I still have them in my closet, actually. I just don't have my Super Nintendo hooked up. That'd be fun to do one day. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. But fun game. So, moveset-wise, obviously, like I said, he's a wrestler. So, think wrestling moves. You're going to have punches, kicks. I don't know if you'd really have, like, tombstones and pile drivers. But crazy wrestling moves. I guess you could throw that. And again, like I said, he's in the Marvel vs. Capcom game. So, take some inspiration from that. Maybe put that into a moveset for Smash. All in all, it just makes a lot of sense. Plus, come on, he's the mayor of the earth. How do you not vote for him, right? He's the mayor of the earth. Let's get this guy in a Smash. I'm telling you right now, nostalgia-wise, and yeah, I'm voting for Mike Haggar in this one. But his opponent though can make a pretty decent case for the character. So, but yeah, Mike Haggar's been around for years, for decades at this point. So he's got some history in gaming, and his name is at least, recognizable, and people will be like, all right, isn't that the big muscle dude from the MVC games? Or maybe some people actually will remember him from the Final Fight series. Good stuff, so, I don't know. It's not a character I expect by any means, but you never know. You never know, honestly. But let's talk about his opponent, though. So, quote from Cave Story. Now, this is more of an indie. Yeah, this is an indie game. I did mention it earlier. This Cave Story has been on Nintendo platforms in the past. I believe it was on the Wii. I think it kind of got re-released on the Wii. It was on the 3DS eShop as well. You could get it from there. And isn't it on the Nintendo Switch as well? Can't you get it on? I think you can get it on the Switch as well. Anyway, it's been on Nintendo platforms, same as Mike Haggar with the Final Fight. It's been on Nintendo consoles in the past, so you got that. You don't have to worry about, they've never been on a Nintendo game. Yes, they have. So there's that. But let's talk playstyle wise a little bit. How does this character work? Now, you can see the little weapon he's holding. Obviously, gonna potentially have some guns. He does have a machine gun, but I want to focus a bit more on maybe sort of unique weapons in the game that the quote comes from. The one that pops into my head is called the Bubline, and it's basically like a bubble launcher, a bubble shooter, but it's more deadly than it sounds. Okay, and I thought this would be a really unique sort of weapon. Like, we don't have anything like a bubble. I'm just trying to imagine like quote sitting there and just shooting a bunch of bubbles at somebody and going, "Oh God," and getting knocked off stage or something. That's just funny to imagine. But yeah, the Bubline would be very interesting. You could use it as a neutral special. Very simple, just shoot out a bunch of bubbles. The Bubline does have different sort of ways you can use it. It's like a manual fire. You can have it as an automatic fire, so maybe you just get like rapid succession of a couple, burst of bubbles, like brr, brr, something like that. Burst fire sort of way, I think would be pretty interesting. I think Quote ends up somehow using the bubbles as well to kind of like float around him. I don't know if you could use that as, I don't want to say it like a bubble shield, but if you could use it as like a sort of a like Mega Man's leaf shield, kind of. It's not the best comparison, but use the bubbles to kind of form a little bit of an extra shield around him. So maybe if you get hit by a projectile, the bubble will maybe absorb a little bit of the damage, and so once it hits Quote, it won't do as much. So something like that I think would be kind of unique. It does have, like I said, guns, machine guns. There's a missile launcher. Missile launcher would be kind of a fun move as well. The missile launcher in the game just fires off one shot at a time, but once you level up the missile launcher, it can, like, the level 3 form can actually fire off like 3 missiles at once. So maybe that could end up being like a side smash. I guess maybe that's how it would work. So maybe the longer you hold it, maybe the missile launcher, maybe that would work better as a side special. Anyway, how the move I think could work: you press the input for the move, fires off 1 missile. Maybe if you hold it a bit longer, it will fire off 3 missiles, and that could be somewhat interesting. We do have Snake with his guided missile launcher, but maybe obviously this would not be a guided missile launcher. This is just you fire off the missiles and then it just goes. And it'll do some pretty big damage. Obviously, it's a missile. It's gonna explode. That's what it does. So, overall character wise, I do like the playstyle. I like envisioning the bub line in the game as an actual move, as an actual weapon, as a part of a moveset. Just it's like, all right, that'd be kind of cool to see. Hey, we don't have anything like that, so why not, right? It'd be kind of cool. I don't think, though, like I said earlier, I don't think either of these characters are really being considered, to be fair. Haggar or Quote, I don't think they're on the realm of, or they're on the level of what Nintendo's currently looking at. Big series from, all over the world. They're very recognizable. Maybe they're fan favorites. Maybe they're, just long requested characters, something like that. Maybe that's how they're looking at it. I don't know. But, yeah, for me, like I said a bit earlier, my vote, I'm going for the Mayor of the World. Mayor of the Earth. Mike Haggar. I'm more attached to the character. Good memories with the Final Fight games, playing games with my dad. So, fun times. He gets my vote in this one. We'll see how you guys vote, though. It's either Quote or Mike or both. That's always an option as well. Keep that in mind. But that is going to be it for this one. So, a little sneak peek for tomorrow. The matchup tomorrow. I can't wait for this one. I get into a character that I'm very interested to see how the community reacts and to it. But the matchup tomorrow is Hayachi from Tekken. Yes, Hayachi's in Smash Bros. Technically in Pac-Man's Taunt. But Hayachi's taking on Akira Howard from one of Nintendo's newest games, Astral Chain. So that should be very fun. I'll be very interested to see how you guys approach this. If you played Astral Chain, do you like the character? And we'll get into that tomorrow. But that's the matchup, and then the results for tomorrow will be. Okay, this will be a fun one. The winner. We'll get the results of Tetris L Block, and the L Block was taken on Sephiroth. So we'll see who wins that. Winner of that gets to face Dixie Kong. But yeah, we'll see. That's tomorrow. Today's today. Today's wrapping up. So we'll see you guys hopefully on the next one. We got another double upload today. We got the results of the other tournament. We will crown a champion. I don't know. Was the Spyro win a little foreshadowing for a little bit later today? We'll discuss that. It's in the later video. Check it out later. Anyway, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.